Hello everyone, welcome back to another Dreamscape Horsemanship vlog, or day in the life. Today, I've got the wind guard, or wind block, whatever you want to call that setting, turned on the GoPro, so hopefully you can't hear the howling 100-kilometer wind that's going on behind me. If you can, I sincerely apologize. Usually when the wind is... that's probably better. Usually when the wind is quite this nasty to where you can't even walk across the yard in a straight line, let alone move things around and stuff, we don't really work the horses much. We do light groundwork, but we don't really ride. We do ride when it's windy, just not when it's this windy. Like this is, I think the wind monitor thing said it was about between 80 and 100-kilometer wind gusts, depending on the particular moment. So of course, I stick to other tasks on days like today until the wind dies down a little bit later this afternoon. Then we will pull the horses out of the pens. So they get to enjoy kind of a morning / early afternoon time. So my task is to play with all of this today. So yesterday we picked up a bunch of used obstacles from a friend of mine. And a couple of them need a little bit of maintenance before we can use them. So my task today is to try and get as many of these over to the barn for maintenance as I can by myself. So that's going to be fun. The great big one Perry's going to have to help me with when he gets home. But the rest of these I can move on my own to a degree, and I also have my trusty sled over here. So we're going to try and see how many of these we can move. Now first off, this particular tire is off of this big bridge. It needs to be reattached, but I'm going to let it thaw to get all this dirt out of it because this is ridiculous and it is really heavy. So I'm going to use that to hold the darn trailer door open so that we can tackle the rest of these. So we've got 3 platforms that are probably about, I'm going to say 3x4, 2x4. No, they're definitely 3x4. So 3 foot wide, 4 feet long. We've got 3 of those. These right here are ramp pieces that should match up to those platform bridges. The circular thing in the middle there is what I'm going to call a tippy table. It's a nice kind of 3 foot wide circular platform, and it wobbles on all axes, so we'll take a look at that once I pull it out of here. There's a garrocha pole stuck in the snow and ice against the side of the trailer here that I'll have to dig out, and then yeah, we have a big 3x12, I think, platform at the bottom that's got tires permanently attached to it, and the tires are actually like this one, and they've been cut on purpose so that the whole bridge will actually smush down a little bit, almost like walking on a mattress when the horse walks across it, but not as soft. And then it also has a little bit of side-to-side give too. So it's similar to the wobbly table, that it kind of gives on almost all axes as you walk across it, but it's not quite as intense as that wobbly table is going to be. So I'm going to turn this off and get back once I have most of these at the barn, and we'll see how long that took me to move all this. So stay tuned. Alright, so apologies about the vents on the barn smashing behind me that I can't control with the way the wind is outside. So right here, it's kind of hard to see at that angle, but if I come over here, these, I'm not sure if that's any better, but these are the 2 ramp pieces. I have them in the barn because both of them need some maintenance, as does this little platform bridge piece. So this is one of the 3 3x4 platforms. I believe they're sitting on 2x10s, but I have to measure. So they're going to be about 10 inches tall, which is a decent step up for most bridges. I believe these might be a little bit taller than the ones we already had, which is great. It allows the next level of difficulty, a little bit bigger step up. So these pieces for sure need maintenance. The garrocha pole is just over top of the quad at the moment. Ignore all the mess, we're still renovating the barn. Middle of renovation, so I've got some of it kind of open and cleaned up. This side is of course still mid-reno and piles of stuff that we still have to take to the dump. But anyway, the garrocha pole is covered in ice and snow, so it's just in here to thaw because today's supposed to be a really nice day minus the wind. But there's no wind in here and it's actually a decent temperature, so it's going to sit there and thaw. The rest of the pieces, one big piece is still in the trailer because I need Perry's help to move that one. I moved all these with my little sled, tipped them upside down, put them on the sled, pulled them over. The tippy table I rolled over here. That was fun because I dropped it about 4 times because it is heavy. So we've got 2 other 3x4 platforms here. They've got handholds cut into them, which is amazing. We never did that with our bridges, and honestly it makes a world of difference for me anyway when I generally have to move a lot of this stuff by myself. So these platforms are actually really easy to move, but they're built really solid, so the draft horses and the drums and anybody that comes for play days can still use this stuff. It's built sturdy enough for sure, but it's also easy to move. And this tippy table, I gotta tell you, this thing is amazing. It wobbles on all sides. I have a picture that I'll put in the corner, and it's also going to be on our Facebook page. But I took a picture of the bottom of it just so you guys can see exactly how much it tips on all sides. And it's probably got to be at least, 8 or 10 inches off the ground as well. So it's going to wobble on all sides. Any direction. Unlike your teeter-totter bridge, which only wobbles front and back, this one's going to wobble all directions. So it is a really, really nice advanced, like pedestal type obstacle, or just, climb on, walk over either direction. But it's going to be a really nice high level of difficulty obstacle for our horses, clinics, and anything else we decide to do with it, client horses, of course. And it actually has 2... I don't know how easy it's going to be to see with the snow on there, but it's got 2 layers of wood plus 2x6s on top. So those first 2 layers are actually the tops of those spools, like what we've got over there. And then, of course, it's got 2x6 cut and attached to the top with pressure-treated wobbly pieces on the bottom. So that one's insanely well built, and it's going to last forever. Eventually, I'm assuming we'll have to replace the top deck, but it is solid for now. So, I'm going to go back in here where it's out of the wind, because I took my coat off because I was warm from moving all that, and now the wind is cold. So, not only do I have to sweep up my mess of all the snow, but I also have to now get to work fixing these, since it's way too windy and stormy to do anything else. So, I will be back.